Ladies and gentlemen, dreamers and doers, entrepreneurs of all ages, welcome back to Kinetic Customs, and today is a monumental day. These are my triple white 350 boosts that I got on the September, it's October now, but the September 2018 restock, and they're getting a little bit dirty. And I told myself that I was going to rock these OG with the white colorway for as long as I could till they started getting dirty, and inevitably they did get dirty, and so now here we are. And I told myself that I would paint them, and I have finally decided on a colorway and a design that I'm going to do with them. And just to give you guys a little bit of a cliffhanger, I'm not going to show you the concept art of what I'm doing. It's up here. And soon it's going to be on these shoes, but you won't know until the end of the video, so keep watching. As always, I like to kick these off with a little bit of the history behind the sneaker, and I don't think there's much to be said that hasn't already been said about the 350 Boost. Kanye West collab with Adidas, the first set, or the V1s, dropped a couple years back, and then the V2s came out later. I don't want to say I'm a rabid Kanye fan, and I don't necessarily hate the dude either. I honestly don't have much of an opinion on him. I know he does some goofy stuff every once in a while, like he just got up on a table and started talking in DC at an Apple store. That was pretty interesting. But yeah, I got no qualms with the dude. I think he does some funny stuff, but yeah, nothing really polarizing yay or nay about him. I know a lot of people really love him, and a lot of people kind of despise him, but regardless, this is really a case of separating art from artist, because these shoes are incredibly comfortable, probably one of the most comfortable shoe I have ever worn, and they have the Boost technology, which Adidas is world renowned for. And yeah, aside from it being Kanye's shoe, these are just an extremely comfortable and an extremely stylish shoe. And the benefit for a customizer like me is that they're made of canvas and they're white, and they have a very unique shape that doesn't have a lot of marking or subdivisions, so it's really easy to paint on them and do a good job. So without further ado, let's kick things off with these guys. I'm going to get them delaced and we'll hit them hard, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's hit that time lapse. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the time lapse. And first and foremost, as mentioned, we are delacing these shoes, taking those laces out. And I actually tape off the stripe on the side of the 350 Boost. One of the most iconic design elements, or one of the only design elements of the 350 Boost, I should say, is the stripe along the outside of the shoe. And I wanted to mask that off for a special occasion, which we'll see later in the video. And before we know it, we got that masked off, and now I'm hitting everything with a coat of flat black. And my airbrush was really acting up during this custom. To be totally honest with you guys, I didn't really take care of this airbrush as well as I could have, but the good news is it was kind of just a beginner, kind of cheap airbrush, so I didn't take too big of an L when it went and died on me. But it actually turned into a blessing, and you'll see it right here. When an airbrush starts to die, or at least when mine started to die, it had this really kind of nice splatter effect to it, and it kind of splatter painted. And for galaxy prints, that's perfect because you kind of want to emulate how there's stars and everything like that. So I kind of used that to my advantage and took the best of a situation and used the splatter effect to kind of create this nice nebula, or this nice sort of galaxy look to it. So here I am laying down a layer of purple on the right shoe, and then here in a second you'll see me do the exact same thing on the left shoe. Yep, sure enough, right as I say that. And what I did here is I took the darkest color first, and I loaded that into the airbrush tank, and then I just continued to add white to increase it in value. You can do this in the airbrush tank as long as you have your paints properly thinned and properly filtered for your airbrush, but if you want to do it outside of your brush, that's totally fine too. You just got to mix it up in a couple different vessels and then drop it into the tank on your airbrush. Here I am adding some blue here just to break it up. I don't want to have just purple here, so I did purple and blue because those are my favorite colors when it comes to like galaxies and things like that. And here I am doing a little splatter paint effect. I didn't really like how this turned out, so I went over and I hit it again with another layer of splatter paint from the actual airbrush. Airbrush is it's such a nice tool. It speeds up art immensely. And as you can see here, we take off the mask for the white stripe, and I write a couple things, and you're going to see it in this B-reel, which is hitting now. Alrighty friends, we are finished, and once again I am floored. I'm very happy with how these came out. These were originally white, guys, and we did a full blackout on them. We did the galaxy print on it, and then that nice little touch with the K equals 1/2 mv squared, the formula for kinetic energy, because kinetic customs you gotta represent. And we also have the tag right there. In hindsight, it would have been nice to embroider these. Like if I had an embroidery machine, I would have made just a patch and then laid it across there, but yeah, lesson learned. So again, very, very happy with how these guys came out. So friends, I really enjoyed making these shoes. I'm gonna be happy to rock them, and again, just so pleased with how they came out. Thank you guys for supporting the channel and getting subscribed and leaving a like. And we're gonna finish off today's video in the normal way, and that is by me saying keep moving and get out there and make a difference. Until next time, guys, stay positive.